How's it going, everybody? This is Will Robson here. I'm just trying out one of these Periscope live streams. So I'm just doing a sketch card of the Hulk. This is how I sort of start my day. I've never used this before, so I don't really know how to check where the chat is or anything like that. So let's see if I can get the chat up. Show chat. Where's the chat? I don't see anything yet. Maybe it just pops up with people talking. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw this Hulk, and if anybody wants to say anything, that's fine. Hopefully I can upload this to my YouTube. The reason I'm doing this Periscope is because one of my favourite artists, Todd Knock, uses Periscope to draw his stuff. It's a bit awkward because the camera is like right in front of my face, so I'm kind of have to look under it to work it, but let's see if it will work. So yeah, I'm drawing the Hulk right now. I'm going to do it in Avengers theme for my new sketch card series. So I'm going to get this sort of odd shaped mouth in there. And for straight lines I like to sort of turn what I'm drawing a little bit. So let's try and speed this up a bit. I like to spend like 30 minutes a day doing these. I don't like to spend too long. And this will be fully coloured with Copic markers. This is just an example of the type of stuff that I've been doing at comic conventions and stuff like that. There we go, got some teeth in there. I'm not sure about that tooth there. I think I want to be squinting a bit more. It says I have one viewer, but I don't know if that's just me. Like I'm viewing myself. I have no idea. And I'm sorry that the view of the camera is what's it called? Not landscape, the other name for it. It's the only way so you can do it on this sort of live streaming. If this doesn't work out, I'll just go back to using the other program I use. I'm tempted to try and ink this all with a brush. Because the whole point of these sketch cards is to get better at using stuff I'm not really accustomed to. Because I want to get better using different tools. I don't want to spend too long on these pencils. I want to keep it fairly loose, just to save, as much time as possible, really. It's got these huge sort of neck bits, whatever those are called. What are they called? Deltoids are shoulders. They're called traps? Are they called traps? I think they're called trapezoids. I don't remember the name of every little muscle on the human body, but I remember some. It is hard to remember all the muscles. Right, now Hulk has had many different haircuts, so I'm not sure what haircut I want to give to my Hulk. Add a car shadow under his neck. Oh, sorry, just hit the camera. I have it balancing like on a desk of this sort of gooseneck thing. But yeah, basically I'm starting my day every day with these sketch cards because I'm just trying to get better at traditionally drawing. comic art because I'm used to doing everything digital. So, as I said, not very used to doing things with actual tools, basically. And everybody watching, let me know if you can actually hear what I'm saying. If you just tuned in now, I'm just doing my morning sketch card. And if you don't even know who I am, I'm Will Robson. I'm a professional comic book artist. I've done stuff for Image, promotional artwork for Amazing Spider-Man 2 and X-Men Days of Future Past. And this is just a morning warm-up sketch card. I've got tons of Prismacolors that I'll get into. But this, I don't know how it's going to go because I'm going to try and use a brush, I think, for the first time to see how that goes. I don't like his hair right there. Just do there. That right there is an electric rubber. These things are wicked for like pinpointing exactly sort of what you want to get rid of. So I kind of given him sort of like a modern Essex haircut, I guess. It's sort of like the haircut I have right now. Let's see if we can get him a bit more angry. Thanks everyone that's joining in. 4 people I see, that's great. I don't know, could someone try and leave a comment? Because I've never used this program before, and I don't know if like comments just pop up or anything like that. So, I have no idea. I've never done this before. If you guys are commenting and I'm not seeing it, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know if these videos record or not, because I'll try and stick it onto YouTube. And my YouTube is youtube.com/RobsonInc. I have a ton of tutorial videos and stuff like that. So let's try and get a bit more shadow in here. Do I want this to be more shadow? It's funny with the Hulk, since all these muscles are just sort of, well, he's got a ton of muscles. I'm trying to get all these sort of different like veins that stick out, and so he's really looking like he's grimacing, you know. So maybe I'll add a bit more to a couple more wrinkles in there. There we go, that's a bit better. Looks a bit more grimacing. Right, I think that's pretty much ready to ink. Just add a bit of shading into the hair so I sort of know what I'm doing. Now guys, if this turns out terribly, I'm sorry, because I'm really tempted to sort of ink the whole thing with a zebra brush pen. I'm actually going to use a zebra brush pen. What else have we got here? I'm going to use a 0.5 micron for sort of a looser but still thinner line. And then I've got a 0.3 high-tech C pen. These are great for just keeping like a straight line. Like there's no sort of bleed or anything. They're just the exact weight. And I've got a 0.4 as well. And there's a huge difference because the 0.3 is more like it's a lighter, a smaller brush stroke than the 0.05 of the micron. So it's very different, and this is just a bit thicker. In fact, I'll show you with this 0.3. I kind of like to do the little details first. So let's 10 viewers. Thanks very much, guys. So let's see if we can. If you can see, like, see how small those dots are? Like, this is a really great pen. I can only get them from Japan, so they take a couple of weeks to arrive, but I get them on eBay. You can get them for a lot cheaper than you would anywhere else. But I've still yet to find them in, like, a shop in England. It's impossible. Okay, so, like, I like to use that for, like, the tiny little details. So I'll probably go back and use it for the teeth and stuff. I kind of like to start with the eyes first, and then go from there. Oh god, see, I got this other brush, which is the Pentel Pocket Brush, and this thing you need like a lot of, like, look how long that brush is. You need sort of a lot of control with it. I'm still not used to getting like a lovely line with it, so I need to practice that, and I'd rather not practice that on a sketch card. I'd rather just go on my sketch pad and practice that. So for now, I think I'm going to try and use this, because it's quite a thin brush. It's really awkward with the camera like in front of me like this, but so let's have a go. See, I'm not too confident with this brush, but we'll just keep going with it for now. So as I said, these sketch cards are just are made to try and get better. Because I do everything digitally. I work in Manga Studio for all my professional client work, and I'm very comfortable in that because I can just click undo. And a lot of people, traditional people say like, oh, well, you can click undo in real life. You just use whiteout, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could use whiteout, but I'd have to use it a lot. I'm not feeling too confident with this brush actually. Let's move to a 1 micron. Let's see how that goes, because this is that's way better. Okay, that's what it's all about. It's just learning. I like how, like, if it's thinner, I can go over the line again just to beef it up. Well, with that brush pen, like, it's like a one and done. That is definitely going to be a thick line. So that's a bit better. I'm trying to leave space in the middle because I'm going to go back. I'm either going to add more black now, or I'll go back and add it with a marker, a Copic marker, I mean. And again, if there's comments coming in, I'm sorry I can't see them. This is obviously the first time I'm using this program, so hopefully over time I'll get a little better at using it. Because I've never streamed on here before. So how's this hair moving like that, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, okay, so lesson learned. Oh, God, just hit the camera, sorry about that. Lesson learned, use 0.1 for the hair. Right, I will actually go back to using this brush though. Because there's a lot of thick lines in here. Hope everyone's having a good morning. I mean, in England right now, it's, what's the time? 9:57. I usually start my workday around 10:30, half 10. So I will be getting to doing a project called The Ministry of Normal, which is about a time-traveling Anne Frank fighting Nazis, which is pretty crazy, but it's definitely a fun book. So that's what my day is going to be like, is working on that shit. Or that stuff, sorry for swearing. I'm hoping to get a bit faster at doing all this stuff as well. Problem is, if you try and make everything too perfect, then you're going to spend ages. Like if you spend a lot of time on the pencils, then you could be penciling for quite some time. And it's nice to leave the inks a bit open so you can have a bit more fun whilst inking it. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to do like a nice thin to thick pull on every line. For some reason, the inks look thicker on the camera than they do actually here, so I think once I erase, you'll see the difference. It might just be the lighting. What am I doing here? It's nice to sort of do your thick lines first and then go back in and add some like thinner lines over it. But I mean, lots of people draw in different ways. A lot of people do all their thin lines first and then beefing up lines afterwards, which is kind of makes a bit more sense than what I'm doing, but because it's always good to start smaller and then go bigger. So I'm actually should be listening to my own advice, but I'm not, because I'm an idiot. And remember, you can see my hands. This is a very small piece of paper, so it's very hard to work at this size. I mean, I might be drawing Hulk's head quite big, but like just to like hold on to this little sketch card is not the easiest thing to do in the world. And in my client work, I put a lot more renders and details into this stuff. But since I'm colouring it myself and I understand my own forms that I'm putting in there, there's a lot less renderized. Like here I would do like tick, 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 tick and fade it into greys and stuff like that, just to help the colorist know like, hey, this is the sort of shading that I'm going for. But since I am the colorist on this, it will be different. So I want to get nice thick shadow. Oh god, hit the camera again. Nice thick shadow under his neck. I think these inks are a bit too thick on this piece, but that's okay. Again, this is all a learning process. So I'm pretty sure all the rest of the inks on here I can do with a 0.5 and probably a 0.4. So let's just see how this goes. See how thin that line weight is. And it's like you got to try and go quickly with these microns, otherwise you're not going to get that nice thin to thick. So I'm adding a bit of sort of fading of shadow there for like his eyebrows, his eyebrows. It's all about trying to pretend like you're confident in the tools that you're using. At least that's what I tell myself. So sometimes I add these like little dots at the end of my lines just to sort of show that like the line is fading away a bit. It's something that John Rector does a lot, Greg Piller used to do a lot, and I like it. Okay, that needs to be a bit of a thicker line, so let's go to 0.1. I'm just gonna like I just started traditionally inking this year, so I'm very new to it, and I'm hoping if I do one of these a day, I'll be able to build my skills up enough to get pretty good at it. When I go to these comic conventions, I want to offer the best sort of art that I can offer. I'm digging this 0.5. That's good. So let's try and bring a bit of life into those eyes. I'm going to take this 0.3 high-tech C pen now. And actually, I'm going to do all the renders after I erase. It's much easier to see everything that way. Let's go to this 0.5. I hate drawing teeth. I need to study it more. I do enjoy drawing the Hulk though. Hulk is definitely a fun character to draw. Okay, I think I got all my basic inks in there, so I'm just going to erase it now. And this is the scary part because once I erase this, the camera's going to shake, and then you can bend the paper itself. I mean, my traditional inking is not very good. I will definitely admit that. So I'm trying to save it with my Copic. But as I said, practice every day, and I should get good at it. I mean, I've been drawing comics, or practicing to draw comics for the last 4 years, so I've been doing that every day, and I've gotten a lot better at doing that. So now I should be getting better at traditional inking if I do that every day. Okay, so let's try and spice this image up a bit with a couple bit more inks. Just try and straighten out some lines. Few little render ticks. I love doing these render ticks. Oh, hit the camera again. Love doing these render ticks digitally. I don't like this already. I was very critical of my stuff. Okay, I think that's good to go with colours. So I don't want to spend too long on this. Alright, let's get to the Copic stage. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm just going to test actually. See, I don't see. That's not good. I think there were comments, but I couldn't see them. So let me just touch the screen here. For some reason I can't see comments, which is annoying. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, let's get to the colour stage. I've got tons of greens here. I don't know what type of green colour I want to use, so let's see here. I think Hulk would be good with these greens. So I'll try and tell you guys what colours I'm using while I'm going. This is a G07, so let's try that out. Let's get some basic colours in here. And colouring is all just knowing form, basically. If you know form, it makes everything easy, like lighting and all that stuff. It makes just figuring out what you're doing a lot easier. And it doesn't hurt to study the way your favourite artists do this stuff as well. Like Todd Knock, huge inspiration for the whole reason why I'm using these Copic markers. Guy is an amazing traditional inker and traditional artist. And yeah, basically he is the man when it comes to this stuff. And I love these Copics because they like blend into each other. You can get some really interesting shapes. I'm trying to do all my brushes on the same shape as the form that I've laid down. So if I brush all different directions, it's going to not look like I've sort of put effort into creating a shape. I wish I could see the comments, it really annoys me. The nice thing about these is you can go over the colour again and get even a darker shade. You see, like in the corner there? That'll blend a bit more over time as it fades, but it's still really cool. So yeah, they're better than any other colour marker on the market, in my opinion. So it looks a bit weird right now, but you'll see in time that it's all going to blend very nicely. Okay, so that's the basic sort of laying down of the colour. Then we're going to go back in there. I'm going to darken the spots. And then we'll go in with an even darker shade of green to darken spots even more, and then we'll try and blend it with everything together with a lighter colour of green. And that's how you use Copics. You just basically need to use 3 basic colours to blend, but you can get really fancy and get all the different colours in there to really get a nice blend. That's my dog Rolo walking. Hey Rolo. Hey pup. Hey pup. How's it going? Good boy. Sorry about that. Okay, so that is there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the lighter tone first. So this is a G14. And I'm going to try and blend some colours here. And really, I'm just leaving spots open that are white for what I think should be the highlight on the Hulk. Actually, I think this colour green is a bit too close to the other one. Kind of wish I went a bit lighter, but oh well. Too late. Oh, and I shouldn't have blended that in there. Oh well. I think you can still see it's a bit blended there. So let's go back now and add a darker shade of green. This is a G17. Let's go into those spots where we know are definitely supposed to be. And not too much of this, because we don't want to do basically what we did in the first step over again. This is just to really highlight those darker spots, and then we'll go over it and blend stuff again. Yeah, this is what basically you would add as just like solid black on certain stuff. And we have to find a different shade of green for his hair, because it's still like green as hair, like blackish green, just a dark green. I like to put a lot of shadow sort of in the middle of his brow because it's sort of bending over lots of shapes and it sort of just adds a bit more depth. Okay. Sorry, I keep whacking this camera. Right, so let's take this G14 again and just smooth it over some of these darker lines just to blend it back, that darker green back into everything. Not too much, just a little bit. Just so you can sort of, oh, sorry again, hitting that camera. Right, so now I need a much lighter shade of green, so let's go with, what's this? This is a YG06, so let's see. That's pretty light, so let's see. Still not too much difference, I'll just put a shade of that in there. I might actually use this green to do everything, but I might do a highlight of a yellow green a bit. What's this? It's yellow 1. Yellow green 11. Let's try the yellow green 11. And that's pretty light green. That's fine. So we'll chuck that in there. Oops, sorry. I can't help but whack this camera. Yeah, that's nice. So this is a Y green 11. And that's what Copic is. It's like I kind of know what I'm doing. Not really though. I'm just trying to make it so it looks like there's a lot of form and stuff's popping. Like the freaking camera that I keep hitting. And let's just put this over, a nice coat of this over everything so all these colours just blend a bit more nicely with each other. I feel like that bloke that used to be on telly, like, was like, we're just going to add a happy bush over here. Oh, I brought a bit of the black out on that. Okay, so yeah, see now that green's blended a bit more nicely, so that looks pretty cool. Right, let's put all these back, hopefully in order. I've got a big box, and I don't want everything to get mixed up, so I think it was like this. And then what I might do is take a yellow, put a yellow here. I might add a bit of yellow in the dark spots, just so there's a bit of differential colour going on there. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I did a, what's he called? Cyborg, and I added tints of green into his medal, and it really made that image pop a bit more. So I'm hoping this touches of yellow in here will do the same thing. I'm probably going to have to go back with that green I just added. I kind of like that, but I don't love it. Because these all just blend into each other, because you can see there's like a lot of wetness on the page, so I'm just going to add this green back in so that yellow doesn't stick out so much. Because you can just layer these colours on top of each other, it's pretty cool. Okay, that's the basis of our Hulk. Obviously Hulk's got green eyes, so let's go with this colour green. This is YG06, I think we used this already before, but it's just a bit lighter. Now, for the hair, I guess we're going to start with a darker green. This is a G17. We use this actually as the darker shade already on the Hulk, but let's just get the basic darkness of the hair down first. Sometimes it's hard to get a super thin line with these, but I am trying. and use some different green colours that got going on here. I think I've used this one yet. G05. Yeah, I like that. That definitely looks like a different colour green to his body, which is good. That's the highlight. I got a G000 here, so that's like the lightest green you can get. So I'm just going to add shades of that in there, so there's not just like a lot of white from his hair. Yep, I like that. In fact, I might add a couple bits of that into his body a bit. Like, you might think I'm wasting ink here, but it all does blend together and make stuff pop a bit more. And then I'm just going to actually dab this one off because it's actually picked up too much colour. And the nice thing about these is even if they pick up colour, unlike other markers where the marker is just ruined, as you can see, like it's already gone back to the consistency of what it originally was. I'm actually going to use this as the shade in his eyes. And on his teeth, I think. But actually, I might bring a bit of yellow into his teeth. That's the lightest yellow I have. What's this? Yellow 00. I guess that's the lightest yellow I have. I'm sorry I keep it in the camera. It's just so close to the art. And then, let's see, I've got a blue-green here, but I don't know if that's going to work for his hair, but we can certainly try it. That. Let's just start by using it as just the super dark tones. Yeah, that works. I don't add too much of this, just to add a bit more separation of colour. And then let's blend that back in with a lighter green. This is G14. You just want the constant blend of these markers. You want everything to feel like it's just one big shade. Like it's kind of like airbrushing, but with a marker, basically. So let's just wipe that marker off. Okay, that's Hulk's pretty much done. Now, that's a cool color, so I might go back in with a C3. This is a cool grey 3. And just darken up little spots here and there. You don't want to put too much down, otherwise the grey really starts to come out again, but I kind of like to do this sort of last touch over of colour. I mean, you could do this with a green as well, but the grey sort of just, I don't know, it blends nicely with everything. These are like the colours that I have to rebuy the most, is my greys. And then I want the under part of his neck to really be dark. So let's just use a cool grey 5. Yeah, all this stuff here, this should really not be bright. And having different levels of tone usage really makes sort of it stick out what needs to be dark and what doesn't. And these final touches are what It's kind of like a painter, this is what they do as well, like their final touch is what really makes it pop. Okay, that's too much grey there. So that was a mistake, so let's bring some green back in. This is sort of how you correct stuff. You should just, oh no, that's too dark. Crap. Okay. Right, well, I'm really letting you know there's a difference in shape there. But that's okay. I mean, that still looks pretty cool, I think. What I might do is bring a bit of black back into, let's see, what type of brush do I want to use for that? A bit of more shades of black into his hair. So let's get a thicker brush. This is a thick zebra. I think it's, what size is it? I don't think they say it on it. There's like medium, small, large and stuff like that, so kind of like to go back afterwards and add a bit more black into stuff where I think it needs to go. I'm going to add more black at the tips of his hair here. I might go around again and add a thicker border to this Hulk. Just so that those blacks start popping out again. Because look, there's been so much colour that's gone over the blacks there. Okay. So again, obviously this is not looking as good as my digital stuff, but I'm still having fun with it. Now, I guess the background I should do a faded purple, because that is the other colour that's very much known as being a part of the Hulk. So let's blend, what colours here? VO6, what's that? V00. That'd be good. So I've got an RVO2, I've got a VO6 and a VO9. So we're going to start at the top with the VO9. This is just color layer blending. You'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. So I'm way too long on this. This is supposed to just be like in and out, but I suppose if I'm filming and chatting about everything, I am taking a bit longer. Sorry, hit the camera again. There you go. It kind of looks, if you look, it's a bit of a colour fade there. I kind of need a different shade of pink actually. No, it's fine. I can go over it with a cool grey anyway. Was that a warm colour? I don't even know. Let's put a bit of warm stuff over it. This is warm 1. Okay, so now what I do, because this sketch card's basically done, is I like to add a border. So gold or silver. I think I'm going to go for silver with the Hulk. And this just makes the card pop a bit. And these are uni paint markers. Let's check that's working. Yep. This sort of border I think just makes the whole sketch card pop a bit better. And it also lets me sort of clean up the edge work that I've done with some of these brush strokes. You've got to be careful not to tip your hands in it, because as you can see it's quite wet. So what I do is that, I use the uni ball for that, and then, I just use a silver Sharpie. You have to smack these to get the ink flowing. And I use this to create a border around it so it feels a bit more like a trading card. Like, I get a lot of fun doing these sketch cards. Like, if I try to do one every day, then that's 365 cards a year. Like, they're gonna get better. I can already see from like the first sketch card I did, and I think I've only done 18 of them. This will be number 19. Since the first one, it's already I've gotten a lot better. And I started that maybe a month ago. So it is a process. I mean, that's what it takes with any art. And like, even if you're getting comfortable in what you're doing, it's always good to expand and try and get better at doing art in any way. But the main reason I'm doing this is for convention, so I can get good at that. So let's just double check that this is the 19th card. I've got a big book of sketch cards here. Yep, this is number 19. So let's add a 19 at the top here with a silver. There we go, that's that sketch card done. Just got to sign my name on the back of it. And the date's very important, so you can just see how long I've gone with doing this. So to sign my name, I'm just using a V5 Tech. I don't know if that's important to people, if they want to know what pen I use to sign with. It's always fun to look at the back of the page because it looks quite cool like this. And what's the date today? 5/8/2015. And that's not the month in the front, Americans. That's the day, the month, the year. Doesn't that make more sense than month, day, year? Spread out like that. To you Americans out there. Okay, I'm just going to clean my desk quickly. Thanks for watching, guys. I don't know if I can even upload this to YouTube, so if it doesn't make it, I appreciate the people that stopped in to take a peek. This is all experiments, just like the sketch card itself. Let me flip that over so you can see it at the end. Just like the sketch card itself, it's all an experiment. The first one I posted was a Captain America on my YouTube, and I think that you can tell that this one already looks a lot better than that. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I've been Robson. Well, I've been Will Robson. You can check out my work at facebook.com/RobsonInc or on Twitter @RobsonInc. Thanks, guys. See you later.